I think we're live. We're live. Hello. Hi, everybody. It's your friendly neighborhood mobster, Mr.VIPofButchery. I have just completed somewhat of a workout. I wouldn't call it much of anything. More or less just, stretching with some weightlifting. I did a little bit of work on the elliptical, and then I cut myself up out in the barn. I beat some heavy bag, and I just got violent. Just, what I do. I did violent things and cut my hand all up. But that's me. That's what I do. I'm a little insane. But yeah, I had a few thoughts while I was out there. And when we get back from the ad break, because God knows there's going to be an ad break, right? I mean, that is what it does. I will go more in depth, but man, I got 60 seconds to the ad break, so I was obviously hitting the heavy bag and starting to feel my character again, feel my personality again, and that natural tendency that I have to be violent. And it felt good. It felt real good. I don't even understand myself the depth of the depression I was in, because man, it went on for almost a year. So yeah. When we get back from the ad break, we'll talk about what was going through my mind, and we'll get more in depth with all that. But hopefully, we get a few people come in and say hi, and if not, tough shit, right? We're gonna do this for the remainder of my career, whether they like it or not. So yeah, be right back. Okay, I guess we're back. All right, so um, hopefully the sound is coming through. I didn't even check to see if the mic was doing its thing. Um, so I go out there and I hit the heavy bag, and I started getting in the Vinny mode, and starting to feel that character coming out, and because like I said before, I've been using Vinny as a mask for at least a year, where it just like gives me an excuse to be more than just a depressed schmuck. But man, I get in that moment and the gears start turning, and you start feeling the wrestling match. Because I put the wraps on, obviously, because you see where it left an indentation in my arm. I put the gloves on. I hit the heavy bag, and I go until my hand started to hurt from where I wrapped my hand too tight, and I'm hitting the bag, and it's starting to cramp up my hand from lack of use. and then I take everything off, and I go to hit in the bag. It's just fast, you know. It's just tap, tap, tap. Get that jab in there, get that right hand in there, and I start feeling it. And next thing you know, I'm throwing punches and I'm throwing kicks and I'm imagining the match. And man, it feels so good to get back in that place mentally. But what I thought about when I was running, because I usually left to go before I went out there, and then I went down to the cemetery and ran a little bit, get my heart rate up, see what kind of lungs I had going on in this cold weather, and I got to thinking about wrestling and thinking about the fact that I got one last opportunity to show the wrestling world what Vinny Bichetti was. And there's not going to be any belts involved. But one of my favorite stories was the fact that I had murdered so many people. I had gone through so many bodies that they threw the champion in front of me to stop me. That's how much heat I had going on. That I had so much believability that they had to throw the champion at me, and then I shut the champion down. So I didn't go hunting for a belt. The champion came to me. And it was glorious. It was a glorious story. But then I got to thinking about one of my favorite matches, or one of my favorite opponents. Whenever I get in the realm, I think about Baron von Kane, because of all the people that I had time in the ring with, that guy makes me the most happy. He brings out the most Vinny of anybody I ever met. It wasn't the dichotomy at all. It was the fact that we both enjoy pain so much. I was able to just lay it out there and drill him repeatedly. And we used to try and kill each other. It was fantastic. But the bit where we wrestled, I think it was for the territorial title, and I think he was face at the time, and it was the night that I used every weapon I had, everything, and I couldn't keep him down. He's a big fucking dude. I couldn't keep him down. And then right in front of the referee, I got all my tools out. I got the shank. I got everything. I got my hand wrapped in the chain. My fist's already taped. And I go up to the second rope, and I told him before we went out to the ring, I'm going to do this, and I bet your ass that you cannot hit me with the Baron Breaker from the second ropes. And he goes, oh yeah, I can. And I'm like, no, I don't think you got enough up. And he goes, I'll be there. So I get up there, and I got it, got everything in my hand. I've showed the crowd, and I got it up here like this, and I can stand up, and I jump off the second rope, and that motherfucker met me halfway. Bam! Caught me with the code breaker right in the middle of the ring, and I hit, and I was supposed to hit and come back up into the corner, but I hit, and I rolled, and I hit this corner this way, and he come up to me, and I come staggering out, and he caught me by the throat, gave me the Baron bomb down to the floor, covered me. 1, 2, 3, and that crowd was fucking loud. It was so loud. I laid there, we both laughed. It was like, man, that's ridiculous. That is really, really ridiculous. And that was the night that I laid there until the crowd started to leave, because it was so poignant that he beat me. And the way the crowd reacted, I just laid there. And I caught hell when I came back to the curtain. It's like, why did you lay there the entire time? Well, it's because I was selling. The referee's like, you need to get out of the ring. I'm like, dude, ain't nobody going to be here. Get the crowd out of here, then I'll get up. They can think I'm dead for all I give a shit. But I always think about wrestling Baron. That's my go-to when I think about, wrestling matches. It's either young guys that I need to beat the shit out of, or Baron, is where my brain goes. And I was thinking about, I got to have one more match. I mean, his career may never end. I don't think his career will ever end. I think he will come and go for the rest of his life. But my career is definitely coming to an end. I do not want to continue. Do not want to continue. But I have to for the sake of those around me and the sake of my own career. But anyway, the last match with Barrett, I was trying to think of a good finish, and my brain's going, how can you amplify from this to this to this to this to build that drama? You know, partially you got to know the history. You have to know the history of these two guys who have destroyed each other in the cage. And yeah, I suppose our last match needs to be in the cage so we can both get bloody and get it over with. I think we agreed to that. But I was thinking about building the drama, because last time I beat him in the cage, it was like all we could do to keep the crowd from going nuts. You know, man, it was traumatic. The one time I got paid, one of the few times I got paid in Indianapolis. Definitely one of my favorite stories. But anyhow, yeah. Well, we got a few more things we got to do before we can walk away. And I hope like hell that I can go to my last match as planned. But if not, you know, we're going to put an effort in. We're going to put the effort in. So I just wanted to sit down and say that I put my money where my mouth is. I said I was going to go work out, and I did. And since there's nobody to talk to, I'm going to continue to talk to myself. When you get into the scope of like weightlifting, I was reading here recently, and I believe it makes a lot more sense to me. Is stop doing sets. Stop doing sets. Quit it. All right. Find a weight that you're comfortable with, not a lightweight necessarily, but find a weight that you're comfortable with, and you go until failure. And I really wish that somebody had taught me this when I was younger. Because it was all about sets. You know, 3 of these, 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 8, whatever. 8, 10, 12. Everybody has a different method. But the going until failure, you are intentionally pushing your muscles to their limit every single time. So I'm not saying do the same workout over and over and over. But, you know, whether that's curls or whether, you know, tricep extensions or what have you. Hey, Phoenix, how the hell are you? I saw you were on early. Wasn't it you? No, maybe not. Maybe not. Were you on earlier? I thought you were playing earlier. I might have misread that. No, okay. How are you? How you doing? I'm just talking about weight training for the moment, but pushing yourself to the breaking point. Go all the way until you can't do another single rep, and then don't do any more of that particular workout. So if you're doing curls, do curls until your arms physically cannot come up anymore. When you've reached that point, stop. And don't do any more curls. No curls. No kind of curls. No different position curls. Don't do any more curls. Switch to triceps. And do triceps until your arm physically cannot do triceps anymore. Or down. Whatever the hell workout you got going on at your gym. But yeah, don't keep doing sets and switching back and forth. And no. Go until your muscle says, okay, this is the end of my limit. And eventually you're going to get to where there is no limit. That's good to hear, brother. How was your New Year's? You know, did you have a good Christmas if I haven't seen you? And I hope your New Year's celebration was good. I had to go to work, so I didn't get to celebrate. But yeah, no matter what that thing is. Now I realize that butterflies and bench press are slightly different, but it's the same chest muscles. Good. Good. Mini Vinny's been playing his Switch religiously. He's playing Luigi's Mansion 3, and they've managed to get through it once. Vinny can't do it himself. He had to get help. But he's managed to get through the game once. He's enjoying old school Mario at the moment. He's trying to figure out how to not get killed and how to not fall in the holes. And he's having a hard time with that. But you know, it's all training. Eventually, you know, he'll figure it out. He did beat the first level once that I'm aware of. He has a hard time with the hand-eye coordination yet, and you know, those buttons on the Switch are kind of shitty. And for those of us who were raised on a D-pad that's an actual D-pad, not this little fucking buttons, you know, this here's a D-pad, right, where you can. You know, yeah, the fucking Switch has these itty bitty fucking knobs that they think are buttons, and they're not worth a damn. And anyhow, I don't recommend that you work out a whole fucking bunch. You know, cut yourself off after an hour because there's fiddle fucking around, right? So you're gonna work out, you're gonna do some cardio. Don't fiddle fuck around. Get the job done and get the hell out. Because we were just discussing timing today. Me and the other part of the parental team was doing some math on how much time did you need if you got a gym membership. And you know, I get up at 2 a.m. I don't get off work till 2 p.m. It's an hour drive home. And then we're talking about, you know, the kids got out of school, so now you gotta take care of the kids, you gotta feed the kids, you gotta bathe the kids, you gotta take care of yourself. You know, technically you gotta feed yourself, I suppose, but I'm gonna try to not consume as much as I can. And then that's it. You know, you gotta go to bed because you gotta get up. You know, I get 7 hours of sleep a day, sometimes 6. I get less than 8. All day, every day, all week. Because I cut an hour off to spend more time alive, right? And I managed to make it. And then sometimes I just get run down, but I managed to make it. So the only way to get more time in the day is not work the 10-hour shift. Is to cut it back to an 8-hour shift. So I would get off work at 12:30, and then I could go to the gym and fuck off for an hour, you know, and then I'll give me time to get home and see the kids. But you're not making any money in that time frame, and you know those extra 2 hours at the end of the day are overtime. So it's hard to balance, you know, your health versus your income. The real problem is the fact that we shouldn't have to work for a living. We should be fucking existing. You know, I'm not saying all this. I'm not saying all the lights and the glam and the psych, you know, and the wheel of morality. I'm not saying that we need to have all this. I'm saying we need to be alive, feeding, raising our own food, raising our own animals, taking care of our property, and fucking off to whatever we all want to do in a healthy manner. I don't think we need to be fucking cogs in a machine, and that's just the bottom line. So balancing that work-life situation that we are held to at gunpoint is a pain in the ass. So you got to make do with what you got. If all you have in the day is 15, 20 minutes, then by God, make it count, right? I recommend the DDP yoga for anybody who has never worked out before. I highly recommend the DDP yoga. It's good for you it helps build that core, that stability. It helps you raise your heart rate, gets you burning fat because you're raising your heart rate. I was doing it today, trying to force myself into it today when I was at work, because all you have to do is you have to flex the muscles that you're using. So instead of just walking, you're actually tensing up your legs and your muscles to force your muscles to constantly work. And then when you start doing stairs, because I got a stairwell at work that I have up and down the whole damn day, when you do a stance, you don't feel it anymore. It's those, the two muscles working by themselves that aren't getting much done. And then when you use everything, then there's that much more stability in your joints. So yeah, if you've not done DDP yoga, it used to be called YRG, but if you've never done DDP yoga, I recommend it just for a place to get your body started. Even if you're too big to get off the couch, because you can do it just with your arms. You can start burning calories just flexing and moving and using the weights. And when you're generating that flex, you're burning calories. So it doesn't take much to get that heart rate up. And once you get your heart rate up, you're burning calories, you're winning. Then the other half of the equation is to burn more than you take in. So they say that the average human needs 2,000 calories, and I think that's bullshit. Because we don't do 2,000 calories worth of fucking work in a day. All right? We just don't. We got a easy life. We got to get in the car. We ain't got to go fetch no food. We ain't got to fetch our clothes. Everything is right in front of us. We don't need shit. And we don't burn any calories going to Starbucks. Get the fuck out of here. You don't burn calories. So you don't need the calories. It's all in your head. The three meals, 3 hots in the cot. You don't need 3 meals a day. You need the bare minimum of what it takes to survive. Because your body has to go into that mode where it's in crisis in order for it to go, okay, we need to start using resources. We need to start amping up our hormones, our testosterone. The body starts to go into the self-defense. Same thing as like dipping yourself in that cold water. You generate that defense mechanism. Your body goes, oh shit, we need to save ourselves. It's science. Well, actually, it's biology, but it's still science. God damn it. So, don't eat. You don't need to eat. You don't need to generate to activate your metabolism. That's bullshit. Stay away from the processed shit. Stay away from all of the drug foods and drug ingredients. And just grind on real fucking food. Meat. And shit that you grow yourself. Never mind that store-bought bullshit. The egg is the most perfect goddamn protein there is, but get you some beef. Cut you a steak. Have a good meal once a day. And then fuck the rest of it. Okay? And this is just me talking to myself because no one else is talking to me. So, anyhow, what a minute, half hour? I gotta go a half hour. That's just polite, Just go a half hour. So tomorrow the body will be sore, so you can't stop. Let's say that I gotta work a long day tomorrow because we didn't do much today. I work a long day tomorrow. I come home. I gotta sit down with the kids. You gotta feed the kids. Fine, feed the kids while they're eating, because one can handle their food, the other one cannot. So I got to feed the kids. Get them curls going. Get them curls going between bites. Feed the kid. Get the curls going between bites till your body gives out. Do squats. It's always something you can do. You don't have to just friggin' exist. And just plow right on through. And then make it a habit that you have to get it done before you do anything else. It's like, you got to check this off my list before I can sit down. And it's the only way you're gonna make it a habit is you have to make it something that you must do before you can do what you want to do. And I strongly recommend that everybody come to the Discord channel and talk about your own struggles, whether it's weight, whether it's weight training, whether it's stamina for your triathlon. If you're running 5Ks, or if you just want to quit smoking, quit drinking, I will bullshit you until you cannot be bullshit no more. I will poke at you until you quit doing what you want to quit doing. I'll fucking do it, because I'm that kind of guy. I care about you, and I doubt I'm a villain. No one's supposed to care about me. But I care about my mobsters. So if you have an issue that you want help with, be my guest. We'll go in there and we'll talk about it, okay? But as for me, I believe that I'm going to go and see what the kids are doing and try to get maybe get a shower in. Maybe not. Might just live in my own funk. It's possible. I've done worse. But yeah, I'm going to go and hang out with the kids a little bit and then work my way towards supper, because I'm not going to eat till it gets closer to my usual time of getting home. There it is, 12 minutes ago. Well, I got a good 12 minutes ago was halfway through my stream. So that's probably why Phoenix come by and said hi. Yep, that's exactly why. 12 minutes ago. Yep, that's exactly why. So, my friends and family and my mobsters, I always tell you the same thing, dude. Be good to yourself and be good to each other. All right? Because in this world where nobody loves you, I love you. All right? And I strongly suggest you love each other. All my mobsters. So until next time, I love you, and everybody loves Vinny, baby. We're going to be back tomorrow with some more of the lack of expertise. See you, baby.